Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to be doing childhood conspiracy theories, and I hope you guys freak out as much as we did when we started reading these. So let's get started.
A lifetime in repeat.
We're gonna be doing Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay, start.
Okay. In the movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka knew that those kids would die because when Augustus gets sucked up by that tube thing, when they get on the boat of doom, the boat doesn't have two extra seats for them to sit, so he knew that they were going to eventually die and be gone. People also think that they might have had another boat ready, but did he really? No, he didn't. So he is a serial killer.
Willy Wonka is a serial killer. Woo! Wow. So this next conspiracy theory is on the childhood show Edd, Edd, and Eddy, and I remember watching that. And
yes, it was
I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys remember watching that. So this theory goes that the kids in the cul-de-sac are actually dead and are in purgatory. Let me explain. Okay, so the theory points to facts such as the children's green-blue tongues. The tongue does in fact turn a bluish shade when you die, and the lack of adults or even other children, and the endless summer, which is still in earlier seasons, and the whole series takes place during the same era. According to the theory, the children of the cul-de-sac hail from different eras, from the 1900s to the early 2000s, and that also explains why the show is hard to pinpoint where it's taking place. Yeah. According to the theory, Rolf came first in the 1900s. His family had moved to Peach Creek in order to establish a farm on the land, but Rolf died in 1903 when his family's farm animals stampeded and trampled him. This was the supposed reasons as to why he only has one cow, one goat, a few pigs, and a few chickens, which is not enough animals to cause a fatal stampede in the afterlife. Johnny came next to the cul-de-sac not long after Rolf's death. He had no friends, so Johnny took a marker and drew a face on a piece of wood and dubbed it Plank. He died in 1922 after fighting a long battle with tuberculosis, which is 6 years before the discovery of penicillin. He took his friend Plank with him, so that was the last thing he saw before he died. Eddie came next. He was born in New York, but eventually moved to Peach Creek during the Great Depression era. Always trying to get a quick buck, he always set up scams in order to get money from the kids in the cul-de-sac. And he was trying to escape the poverty he spent his whole life in. Eddie didn't have a proper father figure since his real father abandoned him and his mother shortly after he was born. With this came the big bro he adored and idolized so much, despite the latter's abusive nature. After one of his scams went awry, Eddie was chased by the children in the cul-de-sac and ran into the lake and jumped into it. Eddie ends up drowning in that lake, and he soon joins the other deceased children in the cul-de-sac. Even though he's no longer alive, Eddie still tried to chase after the almighty dollar by continuing his swindling nature in the afterlife. Ed and Sarah were next to arrive. Their father had died fighting in World War II, and as a result, their mother became distant and disconnected. To cope, Sarah developed her bossy attitude, trying to fill the role their parents used to fill. Conversely, Ed shut the world out and delved into the fantasy world of comic books and monster movies, which during World War II that exploded in popularity. They both died in a freak car accident in 1953, thus joining the kids' death. Naz was born in the 1960s era to hippie parents. Described as a flower child, she was a rather flirtatious young girl who would always act that way towards the male children of the neighborhood. In the summer of '79, a serial killer escaped from a local asylum, made his way into her house, and raped and murdered her along with her entire family. Edd with double D was born in the 80s, and when preparing to attend college from a young age, he began the societal norm expectation and was raised by very strict, controlling, and emotionally distant parents. They pushed him to succeed academically and to be perfectly clean and neat. He is believed to have died as a result of a gas leak causing an explosion with the Bunsen burner set from his chemistry set. Kevin was born the day Double D died. He was born to a broken down house, and he also had an abusive father who was poorly educated, and his mother had passed away when he was a year old. Because of his situation at home, Kevin would act his frustration out to the other kids of the cul-de-sac, and he became a bully to cope with his repressed anger. His fascination with his bike fits right in with the birth of the popular X Games in 1995. And one night in the winter of '99, his father fatally beat him when he was drunk, and he died while he was on his way to the hospital. His father was then convicted of murder, and he was sentenced to life in prison. When Kevin entered into the afterlife, he reimagined his father as loving, and he would shower him with gifts, but he still kept his bullying ways in the afterlife. Jimmy was the last child to enter to the cul-de-sac. He was born in the 2000s and was diagnosed with leukemia. He was never associated with the other cul-de-sac children because his parents believed he was too frail to be around the other kids. He remained bedridden for the remainder of his life because of this fact. After fighting a difficult battle with leukemia, Jimmy eventually died to that illness, and soon the cul-de-sac purgatory was complete. The Kankers were different from the other neighborhood children. It is believed that they are actually demons that were sent to the cul-de-sac to torment the souls of the remaining children who didn't cross over to heaven. The Kankers are the only characters with normal colored tongues, which would seem to indicate that they are not dead and that therefore they must be something different. Surprisingly, the Kankers are attracted to the Edds for unknown reasons. However, one common guess is that they are the weakest-willed children of the cul-de-sac, or because they symbolize a certain deadly sin. So yeah, that's the theory of Edd, Edd, and Eddy. It's a really long theory, but I hope I explained it well enough to where you understand it. So yeah.
Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee, the directors of Frozen, confirmed that during a Reddit AMA that Elsa and Anna's parents were indeed heading to a wedding when their boat sank. According to Chris, however, they did not die on the boat and washed up on shore. When they washed up on shore in the jungle, the Queen Leader gave birth to a baby boy and built a tree house before getting eaten by a leopard. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's Tarzan. So if the theory is correct, Tarzan is the son of the Queen and King of Arendelle and the long-lost brother of Elsa and Anna. Of course, Chris could have just made up that thing on the spot, but if you want to choose to
we're gonna choose to believe it.
I don't know.
So Tarzan is the long-lost brother of Elsa and Anna. Okay, so this next theory is going to be about the Illuminati. Don't hurt me, okay? And it's going to be of like references of the Illuminati in childhood TV shows and movies. So in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, here you could see that the word Illuminati is written on the chalkboard.
It's very vague. Like,
it's very vague. It could be the word illuminate, but you could see that the little dot is above there, so it is Illuminati. The Simpsons seems to have tons of hidden symbols in it, and yet many people like haven't noticed. A majority of them are what they call the all-seeing eye. The most intriguing hidden message, however, is the magazine that appears to have 9/11 on it. It's also said that the episode which shows this magazine came out a few years before the events of 9/11, so...
And a lot of things have happened with The Simpsons. Like, they have predicted, like, Trump winning the election. Like, they've predicted a lot of things before it actually happened.
Creepy. Now, this is like really classic kids show, and a sign in the back, you can see it has the phrase "Ask about the Illuminati" on it.
Like, you know those, like, icing charts?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
The DuckTales movie also has hidden symbols in it. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Like, this show, I used to rock hard to the theme song, okay? In this picture, you can see that Goofy can be seen holding a skateboard with the all-seeing eye on the back of it. In the Ant Bully, there was one particular scene where you can almost blatantly see that there was a version of the all-seeing eye on an old woman's sweater and also a satanic symbol engraved in the back of her chair.
Yeah, that's great.
Arthur. Now Arthur is such a meme now, okay? So there's a scene where one pyramid with an eye is in a bookshelf or a shelf, and there is an all-seeing eye directly above this girl's head. So, yeah. Interesting.
Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is known for, like, it's like Illuminati stuff because it is weird like that. So it does have several Illuminati symbols hidden, like, everywhere. Okay, SpongeBob SquarePants. We are not surprised by this whatsoever. The Illuminati references are sometimes obvious in the show that have to believe that we're just to mess with people, because in this picture, Squidward is wearing like a hat that has an eye on it, which, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
interesting.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it.
I know I did.
So make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe down below because you're gonna become a part of our family. You'll be with us, our fam, our squad. Come on, subscribe. And comment down below if you were creeped out as we are, or if we messed anything up, or if you have any more conspiracy theories that you'd like to tell us. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it. Bye.
Bye.
But you gotta be there for me too.